Well, as a child, I actually wanted to know a lot more about whether Jesus was God. I was real confused about that, and the Trinity, and were there three people or was there one? It's very, very interesting that right away, of course, the first day Islam explained that. And so I felt that I was on the right path.
So how long have you been Muslim now?
More than 30 years.
Okay. Doctor, I want you to tell us, you're a psychologist and you work with women and women's issues. Tell us a bit about your practice and your methodology for working with women.
Actually, I was trained formally to be a psychotherapist, and I began to work with Muslim women only about 10 years ago. I've changed my practice so that I only work with women now. And I found that it's probably easier to use other like alternative means of approach, so that I use the arts a lot. So I'm working with a team of art therapists, and we allow women from different cultures to show us how they express themselves.
Okay, but tell us a bit about art therapy and how it works.
Well, art therapy has to do with allowing a person, and it works real good with kids too, to express themselves and their feelings, and particularly those things that they may not be comfortable verbalizing. So that an artist may show a person the skills that would be used to express in an art form, but they would use their own emotions and what's going on in their life to determine what to do with that art.
Do you think it's to the benefit of Muslim women to seek out Muslim doctors to help them in their mental health issues?
Of course, of course. The level of comfort is there. It allows them to relax there. They feel that they're not going to be judged. They feel that they can share more about what's going on, and particularly if you stay with the cultural art form from the culture that they represent. Because it stays away from the controversy of what's right and what's wrong, science or religion. And I do have also a couple imams that I touch base with on issues that are quite religious that I'm not experienced with, and answer questions.
Right. And I think in today's atmosphere where Muslims have a lot of anxiety, does some of the negative stereotypes about Muslims play on the mental health of women?
Of course it does. Some women, particularly women who are from cultures outside of the United States, are afraid about how they're perceived. They're afraid that people think that they're terrorists. They don't know how they look to other people and as they dress appropriately for their religion. They're concerned about whether or not their children are fitting into society. But they do feel the stress of being foreign, and that they may be seen as bad and not the good women that most of them are.
And what about Muslim psychologists? Are there many Muslim psychologists, or it's very difficult to find one?
Extremely difficult. Extremely difficult. When I do health fairs, I put a sign up that says, "Come and talk to me about your other health." Because health is basically considered by not just Muslims, but even most Americans, just physical health.
Do some people have cultural reservations about coming to see a psychologist?
Of course. There are limitations among Muslims because there's concern about hadith, and there are issues that where you're not supposed to talk about this and you're not supposed to talk about that. And to be relaxed enough to even hear what I have to say about them, not needing to know their innermost secrets of their marriage or anything like that, just knowing that some of them are suffering from anxiety and stress, and getting them relaxed enough to talk about it, there's a lot of apprehension.
Right. And what do you think are the major challenges facing Muslims in the mental health arena? Not just women, but men and women and children.
Depression. Depression. The pressure of being misconceived and misunderstood in a greater society, being a minority and being misunderstood in a greater society is tremendous stress for anyone.
So you mean the misconceptions or the people feeling like they're being misperceived causes depression?
Of course it does. Because they know that they're different from what they're seeing in the media sometimes.
Right. I know that in psychiatry there's a tendency just to medicate the problem instead of trying to get at it.
Yeah.
Do you try more to get at it than...
Definitely. I'm not a medical doctor. If a person has a psychiatric illness that also affects them medically, of course I make a referral right away. But I'm not a proponent for sending people for a medication right away. No. There are issues that would not be resolved by medication. I mean, unless they're going to stay on medication for a lifetime, and then you're going to have the side effects of that.